Welcome. I am Unapologetically Eric. You can find me on Facebook at Unapologetically Eric or on X at Eric Not Sorry. Thank you for checking me out. If you liked what you heard, I do have previous episodes and I have more to come. Like, follow, share, tell your friends, family. Please don't keep me your dirty little secret. How's everybody doing out there? As usual, I am heavily caffeinated today, heavily medicated as always, but never regulated. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to fucking say. So let's fucking go. So recently, I have done some episodes regarding schools, and I have made comments about the education system and how much it fucking sucks, and teachers' unions, and the Department of Education, and oh, look, DOE, look at that. Dumb on everything. Recently, Trump signed an executive order to, I guess, get rid of the Department of Education. And I know a lot of people are freaking out, and I am not going to go down that rabbit hole today. Because honestly, I don't know everything that's involved. I don't know all the details. I don't know what's involved. Don't care. I actually like it because fuck the Department of Education. Oh, you don't care about the education of children? Children in this country were getting educated long before the Department of Education came along. That bloated bureaucracy of bullshit. Children knew how to do stuff. They may not have known how to read Shakespeare, but kids nowadays don't know how to fucking read. Period. And, yeah. I like a big bloated government pile of bullshit, a bureaucracy to go away, yes. Now, look, like I said, I don't know all the details, and I don't know all the ins and outs, and this and that, and this and that, and I don't know. I could be just talking out of my fucking my balls. I don't know. But one thing I can say is, and I have said this before, is regardless of what you think about the executive orders and decisions and whatnot Trump has done, especially some big things, is at least the topics are coming to the forefront. People are talking about them. Assholes like me. But a lot of people, they're talking about them. I've said before, you may sit there going, Trump's a fucking moron. What is he doing? But you're talking about it, right? And now, as long as you're not going out and firebombing a Tesla, go ahead and complain. But at least you're talking about it. And maybe a friend, if you're willing to listen, will say, well, this is why. And you'll go, oh. But then at times, maybe your friend will go, what the fuck? And you'll go, this is why. Okay? Dialogue. It's a good thing. But when it comes to the ins and outs of the Department of Education and all that stuff, I don't like them. Because I have seen tragedy in our school systems, and I haven't been inside of one, giggity, since I was 19, giggity. No giggity. No doubt I had to. Because everything in our school systems, for the most part, I shouldn't say everything. I'm sorry. I'll take that back. Not everything, but a lot of things in our education system, our air quotes education system, is fucking broken. Our kids, a lot of kids, and not their fault. Not their fault. Not their teacher's fault. Oftentimes, not the teacher's fault. But the kids are dumb. Like D-U-M, dumb. It's just lost. Yeah. And if you didn't catch which word I misspelled, congratulations, you probably went to public schools. Yeah. And no, I'm not going to spell it out for you. But there's a clip that's very famous. I don't remember the movie. I know some people are already going, oh, and they're burping it out. I think it was, I want to say it was Jeff Daniels. I think don't quote me on that, but it was like there was like a panel that was asked questions, and he goes on this again. It was in a movie, in his famous rant about how people were like, "Oh, America's great because of this and this and that," and he just shreds a lot of facts. Now, I don't know if those facts in the movie were 100% accurate and all that, but the point is there was a time that in America where our education system was good. Our kids were smart. We had good pupils. And yeah, we didn't understand at a certain time that there were certain individuals that had a learning disability. Okay, you live and learn, we advance, we grow, we move on as a people. Okay, fine. But kids weren't allowed to graduate unless they could read and write. Most children knew how to do that by age 9. We have kids now graduating high school that can't do that. If you turn the hands of time back to before the unions and the laws and all the bullshit, there were schoolhouses. Okay, sure, maybe little Johnny didn't understand who Picasso was. But you know what little Johnny could fucking do? I heard he could tell a mean joke, but he could also, probably at 8 years old, change all the spark plugs in every vehicle on the lawn, from the tractor to the everything. Yeah. He probably couldn't read Oliver Twist. He probably would say, I don't know who that is. But he could probably fix your barn. He knew how to do shit. He knew how to measure. He could count. He could read. He may sound a little dumb when he talk, but he'll fix you up right. Oh, but no, we have to have this bloat. Why? We have children graduating high school right now. We have a girl in Connecticut, I believe, suing Hartford because she doesn't know how to fucking read. She graduated high school and can't read. But we need the Department of Education. What the fuck have they done? What good have they done? Now, again, like I said in the beginning, I don't know what's being cut, what's not, I don't know all the ins and outs and the nitty-gritty of the executive order. I don't know, nor do I care. My question still stands. With all of these abject failures, what the fuck have they done to help your kids? Fuck all. That's what they've done. They've asked for more money. Now, again, I am friends with some teachers. I had a conversation with some teachers recently. We all agree teachers are underpaid. Fair. Teachers have a lot on their plate. Fair. Very fair. We all have a lot on our plate. And unfortunately, in order to give teachers higher pay, you have to have higher taxes. People kind of wince at that. Especially when we don't really know where our money is really going. We're not going to go down the Doge pipe today. But you get my reference. But you want to pay teachers more. They're worth it, especially if they're good ones. I've had some really good ones. Always, I'll always shout out 4th grade, Mr. Dio. I don't even know if he's still among the living, but he was the fucking man. He was awesome. I hated school. 4th grade fucking rocked. Every year after that sucked. He was the shit. So there's good ones out there. Yeah, there's some bad ones too, but you want to give them a raise, but you got to raise your taxes. Now everybody bellyaches. And then they finally, they're going to jack your taxes anyways. More money goes here, more money. And people go, yay, we want more money. Help our kids, because they're dumb. Oh, well, they need tablets. They need this. They need that. And then they still can't read. They can't do math. They can't write their own name. I saw a thing. I'm not joking. 2 students, this was not a funny thing at all. 2 students have been arrested, rightfully so. 2 freshmen, 2 high school freshmen, violently attacked and assaulted a teacher. Okay. What really stuck out to me with these 2 freshmen were 19. That's correct. 19. Now, if you don't remember, high school freshmen are not 19. College freshmen or 19. No, these were 2 high school freshmen. So, whoa. Questions, right? I have a lot of fucking questions. But yeah, so they deserve to go to jail for what they did. It's a heinous video to watch. I don't recommend watching it, but 19-year-old freshman. Now, I know I talk some shit on here, and sometimes I talk shit and I'm a little bit out of line. Okay, yeah, sometimes I'm really out of line. But when it comes to me bitching about this stuff, what's nice with knowing people that know stuff. So, for example, when it comes to education, it's nice knowing people that know that field because then they can correct me. And what's really nice with having the friends I have, because they know me and they're cool enough to have around, they know not to come at me roaring like, what the fuck? They just go, hey, when you said this, yeah, it's because of this. That's why. And I go, oh, okay, I'm a dick. I get it now. All right, my bad. All right, you come at me with facts. I get it. I got my learn on. All right, cool. So if I say anything fucked up here, that's because I'm an asshole. But feel free to correct me. But people think, that's just an isolated incident. No. No. I saw an article, I want to say either a year or 2 ago that, I want to say all the schools in Baltimore, nobody, was up to, par. And I think I saw the other day, there is a bunch of schools, and, over 30 schools in the state of Illinois that are, nobody is, up to grade on, and, no student is adequate at grade level, at all. And, over 0 students. 0 students, people. In 30-something, 32 schools in Illinois, 0 students are adequate at grade level. What the fuck? But we need the Department of Education, Eric. Don't you know? They're doing so much to help our children. How? Please tell me how. Oh, please, Daddy. Explain to me why we need this bloat. Please. Give me a fucking break. This is unbelievable. And, because of some unfortunate circumstances in my personal life recently, there was a gathering of individuals and people, and a couple that were there that I know, a married couple. And if you think you're going to try to go on my socials and try to find it out, good luck. They're not on social media, so haha. But they're a married couple, and they are both teachers. One is in a high school, one is in a middle school. They are both in Connecticut, but no, they're not in the same town, and no, I'm not going to tell you where. And you'll never figure it out. But we just happened to be talking about stuff because the individual we were talking about was very knowledgeable about a lot of things. And they weren't, air quotes, educated. They literally were a high school dropout, I think sophomore or junior year, something like that, and got their GED and everything, but they were so fucking smart. And so we were talking about that, and so I was like, so how how's this and that, and we got on to talking about schools and the feds and what's going on, and of course they had no idea what was going on. This was prior to the executive order, but it came up. We were talking about it. And I'm like, hey, I'm for all the government bloat to be cut and blah, blah, blah. And, we had some laughs. But the thing that they informed me about, they were like, you have no idea. I'm like, you're right, I don't. Tell me. And they're like, no. I'm like, no, tell me. Seriously. What? What don't I know? Because I will tell the masses. Because I'm sure they already know, but what? What do you want? What do you want to tell me? What do you want to tell me? And so they were like, you have no idea. Overall, in a nutshell, I'm not going to say who said what, of course, but in a nutshell, every year, now, I'm in layman's terms. This is how it makes sense in my head because I'm a little slow. I technically only have a sophomore education, technically, because I can do math. apparently when you start the season, the way I kind of look at it, it's kind of like a baseball coach, right? You got all these new players coming in. All right, kid, what can you do? Show me what you got, right? So apparently a teacher or whatever, yeah, teacher. I believe the teacher does it. They have their student files like, hey, I'm getting these, 25 kids or whatever, and they look through. Okay, oh wow, they're very good at math. Okay, they're good at this. Oh, they're a little, maybe a little slower on geography, or they're having a hard time with spelling. Okay, maybe it's a learning disability thing. Maybe it's just words are hard for them. Maybe they're a slow reader like myself. I'm a very, very slow reader. So, okay, they'll put a star on that and be like, we're going to have to work on that. And they'll go through the next one. Oh, this one struggled. And so they come up with a game plan. Like, hey, little Johnny struggles with math. Little Susie struggles, with geography. So we're going to, help her out a little bit, after recess, or whatever, right? They come up with a game plan. That makes sense. Okay. And they were like telling me like, okay, and that's normal. You do that every year. And they're like, every year it's just been getting worse and worse. They're like, yeah, years ago it would be like if you had, they're like, you pull a number, 25 kids. Okay, 5 of them struggled with math, and like 3 of them struggled with spelling, and everybody else did pretty good, right? Everybody could hang. But they're like, now? Oh no, out of 25 kids, all of them are fucked up. And they're like, I don't even mean to say it that way, but they're fucked up. Like it's not like they're having difficulty spelling like xylophone or hemophiliac. They're having a hard time spelling like fourth or second. And they're like on the verge of high school. And they can't spell 5 or 6 letter words. And they've been moved along. That's the thing. And I'm like, why? I'm like, wait, let me guess. And they just said, no child left behind. I'm like, I'm like, I knew it. They're like, yeah, we can't. They're like, we get them, and they're like already broken. Like, yeah, okay, there's always kids with, there's always someone that needs a little extra, care or whatever. I'm like, oh, fair enough. That makes sense. People are people. Kids are little people. Crazy. And they're like, but now they're so far behind, and there's so many of them that are so far behind. You spend so much time playing catch up that by the time you finally get to trying to get the shit done you need to get done or want to get through your shit, it's like, oh, it's summertime. Bye, kids. You're somebody else's problem now. And I'm like, that is so fucked up. And they're like, it is. And they're like, there's nothing we can do. All we can do is do our best to duct tape them together to get them to keep together for the next grade. I'm like, that is fucking tragic. It's so sad. And I'm like, and you can't do nothing. Like, we can't do anything. We have no choice. It's our job. Like, that is so fucked. That is so fucked. And I'm like, and they want more money? For what? Okay. Literally, for what? Okay. If people want more money to help fix this, then how do you fix it? We need to come up with a solution because you can't just push dummies along. And again, like I said, I'm not making fun of the kids. I don't fault them. Some kids have a hard time reading the book See, Spot, Run. And I'm not making fun of anybody. Some people have dyslexia. Some people have learning disabilities. Fair, bro. I feel for you, homie. I do. I read slow as fuck. I sometimes reread the same damn sentence because by the time my eyeballs get to the left side of the page, they didn't drop down a row. So I start rereading that motherfucker. I have hard times too. I'm not making fun of anybody. But why are these kids getting pushed along? Don't let them keep going with an issue. Okay, yeah, you may not want to hold back the 7-year-old a grade. I feel you. You're with your friends. I feel for the kid. But you need to get at least proficient. Maybe nobody wants to do summer school. I feel you. But this is not the way. This is not the way. This is broken. And people wonder why. So many people are just fucking dumb. And it's, okay, yeah, sure, genetics have a part, sure. But they're not being taught. Or they're just not given the chance to be taught. And then, of course, yes, there's obviously the kids out there that have learned, I don't have to do this shit. They're going to move me along anyway. What do I give a fuck? I want to be a YouTube streamer. That is my goal in life. And parents, that is the number one job goal for youth today. I am not shitting you. Mechanics, carpenters, nurses, dental hygienists, veterinarians, nope. Children today, their number one job is they want to be a streaming influencer. They all know that school's a joke. They don't understand that in order to make millions and make bank and be a baller as a streamer on YouTube, you have better odds of probably winning the lottery. But they don't know and they don't care because they have a dream. Fair enough. I remember those days. Long before, life crushed them into nothing. But I remember having dreams, so there's nothing wrong with having a dream like that. But the problem is, they don't give a fuck about anything else. So what? I don't need to know where Geneva is. I ain't buying a Ford. I'm going to be a streamer. I'm going to be a gamer streamer. I'm going to be an influencer. I'm going to be balling. Yeah, but you can't add 2 plus 2 million plus 2 million, stupid. So how do you know when everybody's taking all that money from you and you wonder why you're broke? Dumbass. But yeah, that's the number one goal right now. It's not to be a teacher. It's not to be a firefighter. It's not to be a doctor or a lawyer or astronaut. It's all that shit's gone. And they're all dummies. They're all dummies. But we need that Department of Education, don't we? Yeah, we do. We do. They help a lot. Yeah, no. Now, and as I also stated earlier, I know a lot of good teachers. I don't know a lot. The people that I know that are teachers are good teachers. Let me just say that. But I know that there are a lot of teachers out there that are very good teachers. They want these children to succeed. They want your kids to succeed. They don't want to see your daughter's pregnant at 17. They don't want to see your son flipping burgers at 17, dropped out of high school. There's a lot of teachers that want your kids to succeed. But they're not given the time or the tools. And then your kid is forced to be a dummy, to just be a worker bee, to be a drone, to don't think, and just shove them along. Oh, you don't know how to read? Whatever. Next. Don't worry, we'll have a computer read it for you, sweetheart, until you no longer have people that know how to build the fucking computer. Oh, wait. Don't worry, by that time, the computers will be building themselves. Oh, what fucking hellish fucking hellscape that's going to be. That's where we're going. Have y'all ever watched WALL-E? If you haven't watched WALL-E, it's not a cute and adorable movie. It is not. It may come off as one. It's not. That's our future, folks. Because kids can't read and they're graduating high school. There are young adults that are graduating college that don't know how to read. Yep. True. Look it up. How? Explain that to me. How? But we can't hold little Johnny back because if he can't advance forward and be in the same classes with his friends, that may hurt his self-esteem. Really? So how's little Johnny going to feel when his friends have a decent job, driving a nice car, living in a nice house, when he's the one that's the gas station attendant at 52 years old, contemplating getting a rope and visiting the back room? How is his self-esteem then? because you didn't have the balls when he was 7 to say, "You sorry, kid, you got to stay back. You're not dumb. You just need a little bit more on this." And then one day, son of a bitch, that light bulb goes off. We all have that light bulb. I remember those moments. But no, these kids are just being shoved along. Just shoved along. I feel so bad for these teachers because they see this. They're the frontline workers and they can't even complain about it. Because I can't even imagine if a teacher did complain about this. I am sure they would get ridiculed all over social media. Look at this crazy kook. Children can't read. They can't read, bro. And they're graduating schools, but we need that fucking Department of Education. Why? Don't cry about it. Explain to me what it does. Explain to me how it helps. Please. Oh, wait. You can't. Because obviously, it doesn't work. It doesn't matter what the Department of Education says it does. It doesn't fucking matter because it's broken. It doesn't work. I don't know. I'm not claiming to be a genius that has the idea, that has the solution. But the way we're going, it's broken. Again, how long can we go until we have nothing but complete fucking morons walking around? I see a lot now. Oh, I see a lot. I've been to Walmart. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't dress for it, but, I've seen them. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We are in for our future sucks. Now, here's another thing I was also informed of. Again, another reason why I would never relay names of my sources. There is a constitutional amendment for that, I believe. But certain people have also been told that you have to grade on a curve. Not you're allowed to. Not something you may want to contemplate. No, you have to. And if you have to fudge it, not in so many words, but it was very much insinuated because, again, people are very good at tiptoeing through things. I've been known to do it myself. But in not so many words, ultimately, people that have heard and or have done and have been told, okay, well, just because so-and-so has a D doesn't mean they can't have a C-. Wink. Kind of shit. To which I was like, wait a minute, if they have all straight Fs, they're still pushed along anyways, right? So what the fuck does that matter? Oh, what does that matter, you ask? Oh, it matters because somebody else gets a report card. Oh, right. Yes. Now, I don't know if that's everywhere. I don't know if that's standard. However, things look good if all of your students pass. You look like you did a good job, right? You did a good job. Look, the lowest grade in your class is a C-. Congratulations. You did a good job. Wink. Pat on the back. Congratulations. You're part of the machine. And if you speak out about it, you'll never work in the industry again. Facts. That is facts. Ask anybody that has maybe done movies, thought about acting, got into it. Maybe they had a couple of blockbusters and gone. Well, where'd they go? They had a difference of opinion in a certain political climate, and they're out of the club. So if you make waves, you're out of the club. And I'm like, that is fucking insane. Just move them along. Dude, it's disgusting. That is disgusting. that's your children. That's your children, people. That is your children. God damn, that's disgusting. That is fucked up. That is fucked up. I experienced it myself. That's right. I'll give you a quick little story and then I'll wrap this up because my throat's getting dry. Actually, I'm going to hit pause real quick. I need a drink. Hold on. All right. Sorry about that. Needed a drink. So, now, I don't know when this whole No Child Left Behind bullshit started, but back in the early 90s, 91, I want to say, I was doing well in math. Like, stupid good. So good that I was offered an opportunity to go up a level in math grade. Or math difficulty, like advanced class. I'm like, okay. Because they feared that I would get bored being done so quick with my work in class. To which I said, no, because then I get to sit here and do nothing. Because that makes me happy. And guess what? That hasn't changed. But no, okay, fine. So I go into the advanced math class. Okay. Struggled in the beginning. Struggled in the middle. Fell on my face at the end. So, at the end of the 7th grade, my 4 quarters were A, B, C, D. And I got moved on to the next grade. And here's the best part. I requested to be taken out of the advanced math class because I'm not up to par with the shit I did last year. No, I'm good. You know, I'm doing well, okay in my other classes. No. I was told no. What? What? Yep. So I stayed in the advanced math class. And my 4 quarters of grades were C, D, F, F. I failed the last 2 quarters of the 8th grade. And guess what? I went right to high school. Not a problem. No one batted an eye. Not a flinch. Moving right along. Now, I decided not to go to public high school because I would have just gotten into way too many fights. And I would have flunked out. Gee, why would I have flunked out? I don't know why. Why would I have gotten into so many fights? Gee, I don't know, because at that point I was tired of getting bullied and I was ready to start swinging on a motherfucker. And I would have been a whole lot more angrier than I already was because now I'm flunking high school. Yay! Gee, why is he getting into fights? I can't imagine why. Why are you so angry? I can't imagine why. Sound familiar? Does that sound like anybody? Does that sound like any high schooler? Wonder why. Miss Piggy, tell me why. Fucking amazing. Now, thankfully, I went to a trade school where I fucking excelled because it was honestly a refresher. Even senior year was a refresher of my 8th grade when it came to math. I didn't learn a whole lot, but the light bulb finally went off and I got that shit. It made sense. I understood it. Do I use it now? Fuck no! All worthless garbage. All useless garbage. But I understood it at the time. But technically, I graduated with a sophomore degree because each year is half a year of academic, so do the math. But yeah, so I was pushed along, and that was in the early 90s. I should never have been allowed to go to high school. I should never have been allowed to stay in the advanced math class. I was like, why? Now thinking back, I'm like, I wonder if somebody or the school got an extra bump if they had, more gifted people in a class. Curious. Interesting, I'm curious. I don't know. I'm just probably just conspiracy theorist, But I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to have to, I'll have to go find those teacher friends of mine. Well, wait. They don't have social media. Fuck. I got to message somebody and get their number and find out. I'm curious. But yeah, that was my first thought. It's like, why? Why so adamant to keep me in a class I'm struggling in? I'm asking to be taken out of. Wonder if somebody got a pay bump or some kind of money. Curious. Very curious. But yeah, that's the state of our education system. But yeah, we need to keep that DOE. Oh yeah, absolutely. Why? Why? I understand children need education. We all need to get an education. We all got to get our learn on, right? We all got to. But also, what are we teaching kids now? I mean, really. I'll have to do that in another episode because I'm burnt. It's so frustrating because it's so broken. And so many people, the people that know about it, aren't allowed to talk about it, and nobody wants to fix it. They just want to throw more money at it. Just take the money and put it in a shredder, because that might as well what you do. It's what you're doing, because it's so broken. It is so fucking broken. The system is failing your kids so bad, you have no idea. You have no idea. It's so sad. I feel for all of you teachers out there that are doing your best. I know I talk some shit sometimes, but you know the good ones out there. You know who you are. I love you. Keep it up. I know it's hard. I know it fucking sucks. Take a bubble bath. It'll help. Get a Chardonnay. Roll a blunt. Whatever. It'll help. Just do it at home, not in the school parking lot. Especially with the students. Do not recommend, or I will read your name off here. But yeah, I have to laugh, or you just get pissed off and want to punch a TV, or kick a puppy. Please don't kick puppies; it's bad. But yeah, it's sad. But keep up the the good fight, good teachers. I'm rooting for you, but it's broken. It needs to get fixed. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. Well, something's being done. You may not like it, but okay, then let's come up with a solution, because it's fucked. It's fucked. Our kids are being screwed over. Our future is being screwed over. So, yeah. But things are good, right? Things are everybody good out there? All right, good. All right, thank you for tuning in. If this is the first time, sorry, I went a little long. My apologies. I'll keep the next one shorter and hopefully a little livelier. So, thank you for tuning in. Follow me on socials, and until next time, keep being you.